Hey everybody, welcome back to the range bushy tail down. So, been doing all this 22 mag testing at 25 yards, and several people have wanted to know what some of this ammunition will do at longer ranges. Well, let's do it. So I've got the same, hard to see, got the same 2-inch targets down there, but we're at 50 yards. Now, I have been shooting my CZ at longer ranges. You guys have seen the video of me shooting at 215 yards with the Fiocchis. So I've got a really good idea of what the Fiocchis will do. But let's try it with Remingtons. Let's see how these Remingtons open up, if at all, at 50 yards. Those of you that watched the 25-yard test saw how I was pleasantly surprised at how well they grouped. So let's try it with at 50. I'm going to be using the same two guns, the CZ457 and the Marlin 983S. I'll build a spreadsheet and put it on the website so you guys have access to all the information as well. Got a 40 grain pointed soft point and the 33 grain Accu tips. Let's see what happens. All right, we are loaded up with the 33 grain Accu tips out of the CZ457, 50 yards. Well, I can tell through the scope that's a pretty good grouping. I'll see what it'll do with the 40 grains. All right, we are loaded up with the Remington 40 grain pointed soft point out of the CZ. Okay, see what it does in the Marlin. All right, we're loaded up 50 yards with the 33 grain Accu tips out of the Marlin. All right, let's get loaded back up with the others. Okay, we're loaded up with the 40 grain pointed soft point out of the Marlin, 50 yards. All right, let's get the target and see what happened. Okay, so here are the results. Here's our target from 50 yards with the Remington. So without measuring, the 40 grains definitely opened up some. The 33 grains still, both targets were very tight. Now the up, down, and everything doesn't really matter so much. The Marlin's not sighted in at this distance, so it's shooting high, even though the 33 grains were still, some of them were touching orange. The CZ is sighted in at 50 yards. So all of them in a 2-inch circle. You know, this is about the size of a squirrel's head, depending on the species, about 1.5 inches. But like I say, you really want everything, or at least I really want everything under 1 inch. So let's see, let's do the measurements and find out what they are. So the vertical get out my tape measure because I'm having a COVID brain moment and can't do math. So I'm just going to set that there because it's got my decimals on it. One of these days I'll be able to afford an actual digital caliper. Okay, so that is at 0.375 on the vertical. On the horizontal, we're at 0.375 again. So that's a heck of a group. Let's see what we did with the 40 grain. 40 grain, we are at just over 1 inch, 1.125, so 1.125 horizontal, we are under 1 inch. We're just over 3/4. So yeah, at 50 yards, it does start to open up. The 40 grains do start to open up a little bit. Out of the Marlin, the vertical with the 33 grain is at 3/4 inch, so 0.75, and the horizontal is right at 1/2 inch. Now let's look at the 40 grains. So we're at 1.125 vertical and horizontal, a little bit better. We're at 3/4 of an inch. So it opens up some. These 33 grain AccuTips, these are awesome groups. They were awesome groups at 25, and they remain awesome groups at 50. Okay, so the Remingtons did very well. The 33 grain, they opened up a little bit at 50 yards, which is to be expected. We're under 1/2 inch group out of the CZ. We're at a 3/4 of an inch group out of the Marlin. Again, anything under an inch out to 100 yards, I'm extremely happy with. The 40 grains were a little bit, they opened up a little bit more, which is to be expected. I've been doing long range testing with the Fiocchis, and you know, they're opening up, everything's opening up as you move back. I do feel confident shooting a squirrel with those 33 grain AccuTips at 50 yards, probably at 75 and even 100. I don't think that they would open up to where you couldn't shoot a squirrel. I don't shoot squirrels at 100 yards, but now the others, the 40 grains, I probably wouldn't shoot a squirrel out at 50 yards with those, but coyote hunting, groundhogs, a rabbit, something with a little bit bigger of a target, yeah, those will definitely do it. And the 40 grain is still carrying some foot-pounds of energy at that distance. 22 mag is what I use and what I've been testing for squirrels, but they'll kill a lot of game. It's a good round. It's been around for a long time, and it's not going anywhere. So let me know what you think. Again, I think if you're not shooting Remingtons, you should try. I think that if you're not happy with what accuracy or performance that you're getting out of the ammo that you're using out of your 22 Magnum, you should give the Remingtons a try. The only knock that I have against them so far has been in my area. They're not as easily found as some of the other cartridges are. But I mean, it's the virtual age. It's a global economy. You can buy them online. And if you're going to shoot a bunch of them, buy a case. It's cheaper. I think that you'll be happy with the Remingtons. As always, like, subscribe, hit that alert so that you always know when I'm putting out a video, and tell your friends, tell everybody, get them to subscribe. And thanks for watching. We'll see you next time.